Hi everyone, and here's John with the second part of my review on my EOS 70D, and this part involves ISO performance. Let's see how the shot, let me just reset this one, let's see how the shot gets on, the camera gets on at high ISOs, because we all want to know that, and it's one of the most important features for me when I am doing photographs. I really do like ISO performance. I will tell you that there's a fair few more things going to come up over the next couple of days on the EOS 70D, like video performance and new features that I've found that have come back from the 50D. So let's just get straight on with it. I will tell you also I am recording my audio from the Tascam DR05. So we'll see how that sounds also. It's the first time I'm trying it. It is here to my left. I did have it in front of me, but I kept knocking it with my knee and it kept rumbling. So I've put it slightly off centre, so I'm not talking straight into it, but we'll see how it gets on anyway for this video. I'm sure it'll sound great. So if we look at the first, all this shooting information is here. So I'll just shift tab to make the picture nice and big, and these are all raw files, no editing done, and you'll see that ISO 1600 is very, very pleasing. And we'll go to ISO 1600 again. I mean, ISO 1600 is just like you've got your ISO bloody 100 or 200 or something on a 40D, you know what I mean? You could walk around with your camera bloody locked in at ISO 1600 if you wanted to, just for fun of it. And it's absolutely, you can't see any noise. I mean, let's zoom in here and let's look at the shadow. I mean, look how dark it is inside that shutter box. And you can see the noise is just nothing. It's just absolutely nothing. I won't even add any noise removal to an ISO 1600 image for a print. Just not at all. I'd just print it. 800, absolutely fine. I couldn't really bloody see the difference between 8 and 16, to be honest. If we look here at this grip, 16, yeah, there's a tiny bit, but it's minimal. 8 to 1600, 3200, 3200, look at that. ISO 3200. Let's zoom into a shadow or something black. I mean, this is where it'll really stand out more, and you can see even in the shadows 3200 there's no noise. Well, there is noise, but it's absolutely nothing. I wouldn't even do any noise removal on that for a 12x16 print. Sorry, I just knocked the pole then, so if it made a bit of a rumble. Absolutely spot on. Really, really good performance. ISO 1600 again, just zinging. Really, really zinging performance. 3200, I think I focused here. And I mean, even that at 3200, it's absolutely nothing. There's no. Do you know what I mean? It's really clear. Well, there is. I mean, you can see it. But it's so fine. And that would be huge. I mean, you'd be printing that out massive to see that. But just zoom back there. You could print a 12x16 again, probably, and not see any noise. It is very important to get the exposure, though, when you're shooting at these ISOs. So we'll go 3200 again, 3200 again in a couple of different scenarios. And you can clearly see, I mean, let's just zoom into shadows. There's hardly anything. There really isn't hardly anything. I was just looking up there then to... and absolutely spot on. Oh, got a 5,000 here, look. 5,000, let's go to... Now, that's really pushing it. Yeah, 3,200 is a lot cleaner than 5,000. But 5,000 is now starting to get up there a bit. But that's still acceptable in any shape or form in my eyes. I mean, again, if we zoom out, at an A4 print, you wouldn't see anything. I mean, I'm viewing this on a 24-inch monitor, and it's looking clean there. I can't really see hardly any grain unless I zoom into maybe 70 inches or something. 5,000, is that 5,000? 5,000 back against on the Dolce Gusto, and you can see it is getting a little bit noisier now, but only in the black shadows. If you go to somewhere that's not black, it doesn't look too bad at all. I mean, let's go and have a look at the iron. You always see noise on black, even at low ISOs. 5,000, 8,000, really pushing the envelope now. I mean, this is an ISO that I wouldn't dream of using on 60D, but on here, it's looking, I mean, it's just really, really nice. I mean, it's there now, and you would do a little bit of noise removal on this shot, But again, not only in the shadows I'd probably do it, I wouldn't do it on the actual machine. 8000, ISO 8000 in an ultra low light situation at f11. Look at that, absolutely banging. I mean, that's viewing that on my screen about 14 to 16 by 10, and I can't really see the noise. If I look here near this cushion, I can probably see a bit, but again, I won't see it on a print. So looking fantastic. ISO 3200 is just really clean. Now let's look at what's really important to a lot of people. My daughter playing in the bedroom in an ultra low light situation. Nice highlight to shadow there, looking sweet. ISO 3200 at f5.6 at 2/50th of a second in an ultra low light situation. Who needs an f1.4? And looking at that, I can't really see any noise. Look at it, it's absolutely zinging. ISO 3200, whee! ISO 3200 and getting it slightly underexposed. Here, if we have a look, you'll see that it's 3/20th of a second. And when you start to underexpose, I mean, to be fair, it's still clean as a whistle there, but you'll see when you underexpose things, how more you get more noise, even though that's well passable. It's really fine, nice noise. 8000. I mean, you can see a bit of noise now creeping in at 8000, but again, on the exposed parts properly, it doesn't look that bad. I mean, you could print that out easy. I mean, I would do a bit of noise removal on it, but only a touch. So 8000 again. 8000 again. You see when you underexpose the shadows, how much worse it looks. But I mean, it still looks all right there. A little bit on the tweak. Now, I'm going to stop here on this one. We've got another 8000 now, which is ultra high. And if we look at the actual, I mean, when things are exposed, if you remember on them other two pictures, that's my daughter's face, and we had a big shadow on her face because the highlight was coming in from the left, and I didn't want to blow it out. But if we look here with something that's nicely exposed, you can't see that noise now at ISO 8000, can you? But you can see some up here. So let's just quickly shift tab, and just for the we'll just quickly just go on to the adjustment brush, and I've got turning the clarity down and turning the noise removal up. Let's just paint over the shadows. This is how I would attack this if it was a wedding image. Then I'd go to the adjustment brush and I'd just quickly paint that out. Let me just see the pins. Just put it up to there. And that'll do. Let's just hide that. There you go. And that now, to me, let's just turn the lights out. Can we shift tab? Go a bit bigger. Look at the top now here. Before, after, before, after. And to me, that image would be done. I wouldn't remove noise around the dummy's face. But if I wanted to, again, I could just add maybe a little 15 or 10% luminance to the whole thing, which would just knock the... and then we'll add some sharpening, about 50%, and I'll mask it out to about there. And there you go. We'll just shift tab again, turn the lights on, and there's a before. And you can see by doing what I just did there, you get a perfectly sharp image with no noise on it, well, that you're going to see. Maybe if you printed it 100 inches or something, you might do. But I won't bore you anymore with that. 8000, 8000 again. I mean, to be fair, you could just, if you really wanted to, you could just crop that shadow out at the top, and you could just add a little, right, maybe 10% on luminance, and that's it. Sharpen it a bit, and I mean, come on, we're talking 8000 ISO here. Do you know what I mean? And look at that, lights out, shift tab, before and after. So the noise, if we zoom, let's zoom in here. So we've got before, after. It's only a tiny bit. I mean, you might not see it on YouTube. It's only a tiny bit, but it just makes it that little bit more presentable. And I mean, it is down to personal preference. You could print it bigger. Let me just shift tab. Again, 6400 ISO. This is looking good. Look at this, 6400 ISO. I mean, to me, there's nothing wrong with that. That's absolutely perfectly acceptable. It's probably like 3200 on the 60D. Might even be slightly better, to be honest. And obviously it'll be tack sharp. I mean, even on skin tone, 6400 doesn't look bad, look. It just looks like a nice, fine texture. Remember, I can't stress it enough, get your exposure correct. And there's just a couple of ISO 100s outside. Yeah. There's my concluding, well, not concluding part, but there's the part on looking at ISO performance. What do I think? Absolutely outstanding. I have done some videos at really high ISO performance, and they're outstanding as well. Thanks for watching. Please comment and subscribe.